best time, I would say, to recognize your roots, be appreciate to be authentic self. I think that is different. I mean, it's different from before now.
Most definitely. And when we're our authentic selves, everything changes. Community changes, food changes. These two are also foodies. So they frequent at so many restaurants, and that's how I know to try different things. I look and see where they're at. And they always will promote whatever new restaurants, new stores that are opening. And what is the most recent one that you've been to here? There's so many, which is a great thing.
I think lately the trendy definitely is hot pot. I think it just you can see there's a lot of hot pot, and that really amazed me because we are in Florida. Yes. For my home country, we always just eat hot pot when it's cold, and I wouldn't believe that we can have that many people like that, and we keep opening with the barbecue, Korean barbecue. I think it's a very good match too.
That is a very good match. Korean barbecue is an excellent match.
Yeah.
And so I encourage you, if you are looking for really good places to eat, go on to Asia Trend Magazine on their social media for Instagram and Facebook and everything else, and you will find some of the best restaurants and boba. I always love to follow these guys for boba. Like, I'll follow wherever they recommend for boba, I'll go. But kind of looping it back, something that you mentioned, Gary, we talked about what brought you here, and you talked about jazz, and then you talked about joining the Jones Alumni Band.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about that because when I look at your pictures, and this is for all true intent, and I see that you are the only Asian in that band.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So you're a minority in a minority band, which I find very interesting. Tell me a little bit about that experience. Is it different for you? I mean, I guess when you came in here, you were probably one of the few Asians in jazz bands, but then you're going into a predominantly African-American Black community, and jazz is huge in their community. How was that? Was that, I don't want to put words into your mouth. Is it intimidating? Is it exciting? I'm sure it's everything all together.
Honestly, I don't feel any difference. I only feel the music, the notes. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
We are unison. Yeah. We want to find the unison for the band. We play the tune. We just make the note in tune and the beat is correct. Yeah, that's the thing.
I love that. Yeah, and music has a special way of binding people together from all walks of life, and especially jazz.
Yes.
I think it unifies.
And I think in our migration film, we talk about harmony, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's everybody have to be playing different tunes to make it good, make it nice. I think.
And I'm glad that I can play with them. They are experienced musicians. Yeah, I learned a lot from them. Yeah.
I think that's excellent because you are also a very good musician, very experienced musician. But like we talk about Kava, lowering our ego, helping us to see everybody for who they are. You're also very humble.
Yeah, you empower each other, right? You value each other's existence, and I think that is needed for community. And
I agree.
I
agree. And I value both of you. I see you for who you are and what you do, and I appreciate that. It's so vast. I mean, what they do is so amazing and it's so vast. But what are 3 things you do as individuals to get your day going? And what is one thing you do as a couple at the end of your day? Would you share that with us?
What do we do?
Together? Dragon Ball Taiko.
Yeah, we play things together too. Yeah, but
play together.
individually, I think you have more individual time than me. Looks like because I think he's only share with you like part of the hobbies. Yeah, you also like comic books, toys collectors, movie.
Yeah, he's very interesting, very interesting.
Yeah.
And you paint as well, correct?
Yeah. I do less and less now.
You do less and less now, but you can do.
Before that, my goal when I was I'm a graphic designer. Honestly,
That's right.
When I was young, my goal is to be an illustrator. But after many years, I don't have chance to do that. So
Sure.
so I'm more focused on the graphics. But since I started the Asia trend, I've been more to take pictures and videos.
Sure, yes.
I think one thing I can say is you ask us how we can be like working together, like as a couple, and also sometimes at work too. I think we have to learn. It's a process, okay? It's not going to get it at the day one. Is respect. I think you do respect the difference.
Yes.
Nobody will be the same. Don't tell me we are the same. I don't think we think the same. But we have to respect. We can be different, but we can be still living under one roof. Yeah, I deeply believe, and also that is my mission now, to make sure all the programs, initiative that Orange County has will be inclusive,
Yes.
diverse. With diversity, I think that is something we keep it. When you believe in that, every single thing that you do, you have to go follow that.
Right.
It's that simple. It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
If you think about that, but I don't know how people work, but that is the thing, the guideline you follow. Yeah.
What is something you do to recharge yourself, just you personally?
He knows. Sleep.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Sleep is important.
Yeah.
After you drink a lot of coffee, you'll sleep good.
I believe
What about
so.
you, Gary? What is something you do to recharge yourself personally?
Play music? Yeah, that's
Play
true.
music.
After a couple of hours sit in front of the computer, work on my pictures, graphics, I will pick up my saxophone and just play another 30 minutes or something like that. Yeah.
That's good. And it's been proven that music and its vibrations tend to calm anxiety and stress and help with that. So that's very good. Well, I want to thank you guys for being our guests today. We appreciate you being here, making time for us. I know you came from work and from dinner with your friends, and you came from rehearsal and had to do a quick bite to eat. So I'm very appreciative of your time. Yeah. Before we let you go, is there anything you would like to share with our audience? And for those of you who are watching, I'm getting my telephones over here. For those of you who are watching, if you have any comments or questions, you can send them in. Send them in quick, because I was just going to release them. So because they're tired, and my friend Shally needs to recharge and go to sleep.
But I have to tell you, T, like, we have to believe that we all influence each other. You always say really good. Like, I'm humble. You say, I'm not. I mean, you also inspire us too, as you're taking the lead as a president of the Fusion Fest. And I wouldn't think about anybody better than you being in a education. You want to talk about the way that Fusion Fest was heading to, that we all very excited about education, bringing the world culture to the K-12 school. Hopefully we can help the school teacher to learn more about the world culture and accept each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you have been a really great aid in that. You've inspired me to continue to push forward with that, because I believe change starts when you're young. I was raised in a very diverse world, and I had an opportunity to go back to Hawaii to be in an all-Hawaiian school. And at the time, in my teenage headspace, I, number one, had a boyfriend, that guy over there,
But that wasn't the reason why I didn't want to go back home. I started looking at how diverse my life was, and I said, if I go back home, I'm just with a certain group of people, and I've experienced the world, and I've traveled so far, and broke bread with many people from around the world, and that experience really stuck with me and influenced me that it wasn't the time for me to go back home. And oftentimes I had a conversation with a gentleman that was here from Hawaii, and he asked me, why didn't you ever go back home? Because you're needed there to do the work. And I said, because we need to build allies here as well. And I realized at that point in time when I spoke those words that, yes, that's what I'm doing. And we do that through sharing our culture and by being inclusive and gathering with like-minded people who bring their culture to the table so that we can all learn and make a difference. And so I am grateful for the union of Shally, Gary, and all of my friends from Fusion Fest, as well as my friends from the local community and people who come into our lounge. Sometimes we don't realize the impact that we have on people just from a smile or aloha or just, being respectful to each other and listening and then also sharing. Let's see here, really quick. We have, I want to just say we have some hearts from Sister Allie. Sister Allie, aloha to you. Lots of likes and loves on Instagram. And Zion has a question. She says, how do you feel after the Kava? How do you feel after the Kava? Tell us about your experience with Kava the first time you had it. What was that like for you?
The first time, this is much better now.
Better now. First time was at Fusion Fest.
Yeah.
So yes, that's right. We were at Fusion Fest. And then when we opened, you folks came in to visit us.
Yes.
And then you gave us this beautiful gift here at our grand opening. But does it get easier in time? Like, the more you drink it, it's easier to palate?
Are you talking about that you want me to drink the whole thing, right?
No, she was curious. And we're always curious to see how people react to it, because
I think it's a learning process,
it
right?
Is a learning process. Yes.
And then Chinese being always adventurous already, right?
Yes.
This is quite very different, but we love it. I think it's that always have a culture with it. You learn how to greet. What is the word to say after?
Manua. So every Polynesian island may have a different saying. For Tahiti, we say manua. Yes.
Yeah, just like when we drink tea, I'm coming from a country, like my dad is coming from a province in China, they're famous in hot in tea. A little tiny kung fu tea we call. It's the same way. It's very similar.
Yes.
So when you look at all the different culture, it's actually the same.
Right. You see a lot of common.
You just have to connect with it and then listen and learn. I think that's the thing we have to. And then,
Absolutely. Okay. We'll send one more show down the line. And then we want to thank everyone for being present, whether you're in person or you're live with us online. This is a very casual setting, this podcast thing that we do here. It's because we meet interesting people, whether through our personal lives or people come through our doors, and we have really good exchanges. And we wanted to bring that to a traditional forum around the bowl, just like how we would do in the islands. We would have conversations with family members, community members, opposing villages, but most of all, it was a place of learning. And so thank you all for being with us, and thank you, Shally and Gary, for sharing your beautiful spirits with us. We'll post your migration film on our Instagram and put it in the link over here. Yes, one more from you too, please. And then before we leave, we'll just do one more toast here. I'll wait for Zion to get some for herself. Thank you.
You ready, Fred? We have some guests here.
Right, to good friendship
Yeah.
and community. Manuia.
Manua.
Mahalo everyone for joining us. Have a great evening. Let me turn this off. Oops. Thank you guys.